So how we doing today, guys? So in today's video, I'm going to be discussing if NoFap and semen retention has any direct correlation to having a deeper voice, a more masculine kind of voice. And for those interested, I also am going to give you ways that you can actually improve your voice, make it more manly, make it just sound more deep. Now, a deep voice is always categorized as more of a masculine person. It just sounds like somebody who has more authority over the other. When you're roughly in your first week of NoFap and semen retention, you will experience high testosterone levels. Those testosterone levels are going to be producing more and more, and you are going to in turn have a much more deep voice than you did at the beginning. Your voice box just gets more thicker, and you're able to talk in a way that just shows a lot of confidence and masculinity. In my experience, I've always had a very high-pitched voice. Ever since I could remember, it was from elementary school to middle school to high school to even early college. My voice was not really that kind of masculine voice. On top of that, I was a small guy, so it really did not look good on me. I just looked like a very wimpy kind of kid. There was no really any kind of bass in my voice. My voice did not sound authoritative at all. I've taken many college courses on voice and speech communication, and even in those classes, my voice wasn't really that deep. I had to perfect it over time. But see, one thing I didn't realize was that I was always constantly fapping. Fapping really did a number when it came to my voice. It just made it so high-pitched and so feminine, if anything. Every sentence that I would say would end up with an upward inflection. For those who don't know what that means, it's like saying something as simple as "see you tomorrow," and me with my voice back then, it was "see you tomorrow," meaning like it's a question. I'm trying to get approval rather than me having the authority and just saying "I'm gonna see you tomorrow." Along with this came very low confidence and self-esteem. I did not speak up much at all. I actually did not like people anyways, and the fact that my voice was so high-pitched made me sound even more feminine, which in turn made me not want to talk to anybody. If your voice is just a lot more masculine, you talk with purpose, you talk with authority, it just shows, and they could just hear your voice and realize, okay, this guy is certain about whatever he's talking about. Even if you may be wrong at a certain topic, people will actually be willing to believe you. Now, make sure when you're on this NoFap semen retention journey, make sure you do not do any kind of PMO, or whenever you have any kind of urges, do not engage in them. Go straight to your cold shower whenever these urges hit, or just look for some activity that may distract you from this. It could be something that you're learning, or because it does take a toll on the way you speak. You're not going to sound confident, even if your voice is a little bit deep, but you're not giving off that kind of vibe and aura that you actually know what you're talking about, or that you really want to help somebody out. In turn, your voice is not going to have that masculine projection. And eventually, when you engage in urges, there's almost a guaranteed 100% chance you are going to fail on this journey, because those are going to get back to your brain, and your brain is going to start wanting more and more of that until you eventually start fapping. And trust me when I tell you, when you fap, probably within 1 or 2 months in NoFap and semen retention, it is going to take such a toll on you psychologically that you're going to feel like you just completely relapse, like from all the entire month that you just had. Even though your brain did wire to some extent, you're going to feel like you're trash all over again. So just do me a favor, do not engage in any kind of urges. What I noticed now, after almost 200 days, is going close to it right now, of NoFap and semen retention, my voice just comes off as more confident, because one, it's just the NoFap and semen retention factor that's making my voice more deep and thickening the muscles in my throat. But as well as that, it's also the fact that I'm learning new things and I know what I'm talking about. This in turn will make people take you more seriously. I've noticed this. I've experimented with it on my own just because I was extremely curious. About a month ago, I started talking to some girl over the phone, and I was talking in my usual normal, well, actually not normal, it was my normal voice before I started NoFap and semen retention. I started talking in that kind of voice, which is normal for most guys out there. They don't really have a deep voice. And then about a week later, she stopped hitting me up, and I have no idea why, but I'm pretty sure it's because of my voice. Like, I just sounded a lot more immature. And this other girl I started talking to, I did the same amount of interest in her as well. I was talking with the voice that I have right now currently, and we still keep in touch. She's really into me still. It's going great. But the thing is that your voice does matter a lot when it comes to showing off confidence and masculinity. For those guys who are on this journey and you have not really experienced many benefits when it comes to having a deeper voice, you guys can actually do a couple of things whenever you talk to somebody, and I promise you these will actually help you and help your voice come out more masculine and more deep. First thing you guys should do is deep breathing. Whenever we talk to people, even if that's a person that we knew for a very long time, we for some reason tend to get nervous and tend to think of what we should say next. It just happens. I understand. It's almost normal. It sucks, but it's almost normal. What you guys have to do is start breathing deep. Start breathing deep whenever you talk to somebody. And I promise you, you're going to feel so much more relaxed and so much more calm, and you're just going to give a laid back kind of attitude where you just know what you're saying and you actually get time to think about what you're saying rather than trying to rush through everything you're trying to say really quickly. You're calm, you're actually processing what the other person is saying to you, and it's going in your brain, and then you could say something and not sound stupid or say something that comes off as weird or creepy. Something interesting I've found about having a deeper voice is actually thickening your neck muscles by working them out. Now, for those who don't know how to work them out, it's actually pretty simple. You take a dumbbell plate, you put it on the back of your head, and you just put your head up and down for the back of your neck, and you do this on a flat bench, by the way. And then for the front of your neck and this area right here, you do it from the back to the front like this, and the plate is on this side of your head. Remember, when it's the back, it's on this side of the head. When it's on for the front of the neck, it's on this side of the head. And you just hold it like that, and you just keep going up and down, you know, and do like different reps and different sets, whatever works out for you guys. For me, I do 3 sets where I just increase the weight by 5s, like first is 15, then 20, then 25. And for the back of the neck, since that's a little weaker than the front, I would usually do around roughly 15 to 20 reps. And then for the front of the neck, since that's stronger, I will do 25 to 30 reps. 3 sets, that's it. It's pretty simple. But I found that this actually helps me. One, it helps you look a lot more masculine. For those guys who do not know, you guys can even check this out, research it. But having a thicker neck actually makes you look a lot more masculine. You're not going to believe how much this has an effect visually for some women. You just look a lot more masculine than a guy who has a skinny neck. Because one, if you just start working out on its own, your neck muscles will develop because you use those in certain exercises anyways. But direct neck training, in my opinion, is also something you should do. Another thing, for example, let's say you're giving a speech in a class or something, a presentation. Always drink water before your presentation, or have a water bottle with you handy, so your voice doesn't ever really crack during the presentation, so you don't really say something that sounds like a question. You're always relaxed, you're calm, your throat is clear, and it's not going extremely dry. Make sure to speak from your chest. Now, when I say speak from your chest, what I mean is when you guys actually talk, feel like the words are coming from your chest. And you'll notice the difference right when you start to do this. Start speaking right now, say any word, and start saying it from your chest. Just pretend like it's coming from here and it's bouncing off, and you're projecting it with your voice. And I promise you, it's going to sound a lot more deep than it just did. Also, make sure to speak a lot more slower whenever you're talking. See, people who tend to have that really loud and high-pitched voices tend to be females because they talk a lot. I'm not really generalizing too much. I'm just trying to put it out there that most of them have high-pitched voices. They end up talking a lot, and that's just how they are, and they don't really, sometimes they don't think what they're saying. So what you have to do as a man, slow down how you speak, your breathing, think about what they're saying, process it, take it out. That's how it goes. I know it just sounds like it's a lot, and you might end up taking some insane pauses whenever you're in a conversation with anybody. Yes, that actually will happen, to be honest. It happened with me. It made the conversation awkward. Only if you think the conversation is awkward, it will be awkward. If you do not think of the pauses as awkward, it will not come off as that. Okay, it'll just come off as, okay, he's just thinking about what he wants to say, and that's okay. I've noticed this too, along with having a deeper voice. You just get this crazy good vibe off you, and you just feel so much more confident because this time you're actually breathing. You actually know what you're talking about, and to the other person is going to seem the same way. So if you're actually out there right now thinking, I want to fap because these urges are getting to me, one, go take a cold shower, bro. You need that, because that helps so much when it comes to having any kind of urges. You really just feel like just not doing anything at all right after just a 5-minute cold shower. And another thing, your voice is not going to be deep. You're going to feel insecure all the damn time if you're going to keep fapping. If you're not going to keep fapping, you're going to have this deep masculine voice that's going to attract females all around you, and it's going to be dropping panties all around you. Trust me, I've gotten so many more compliments when it comes to my voice since I started NoFap and semen retention. Anytime a female is like, oh, I actually want to hear your voice, I want to hear what you sound like. So I just give them a little snippet. I just say my name, whatever the heck I wanted to say. Let's say I was answering some question, and she'll give me compliments. I get compliments like, your voice sounds yummy, you know, all those weird kind of things that females use to describe that your voice sounds more masculine. So for those guys whose voice has not deepened yet, all those things that I said to try, please try those, and I promise you your voice will get more and more deep as you keep doing these things. Make sure to stay away from any kind of PMO, porn, masturbation, orgasm. Should be cut out from your life. Any kind of these images or stills should never be there. If they are there, that's okay, as long as you did not do it on purpose. And I hope this video motivates those guys to keep going on this NoFap and semen retention journey. Keep improving every single time. If you actually liked the video, hit the like button, subscribe to my channel. If you're new, you guys can check out my Patreon page. You guys can check out my Snapchat. You guys have any questions about anything, feel free to email me, man. If you guys have any suggestions for future videos, leave them in the comment section below. I'll get to that as well. And as usual, let's be our own heroes, man.